Okay, a few episodes ago on the Kick the Can podcast, we were talking about candy stores down in the neighborhood and about. And, everybody had their favorite store. We were lucky we had a public school on our block, so there were pretty much two candy stores. And mostly their big sellers were, everything was a nickel, a penny, and all these other great things. And everybody has, I'm sure, a lot of memories of their little favorite candies, whether it was the dots on the paper or those little red, they look like a coin, but they were red. They were spicy, hot, those things. The other day I was in a it was like a hardware store, general store kind of a place, and they had a selection of candies from the 50s and 60s and all kinds of crazy things. So as I was looking over them, I picked out a couple and I said, boy, these are great. And every one I looked at, I almost could put like a story behind it or a tale or something to reminisce with. So I said, let me grab a couple and I'm going to share it with everybody. First one we have here is these little gold mine things. It's a gum. They're shaped in, if you were panning for gold, like the little guy is doing on the bag here, and you found a little nugget of gold, that's what they were. And what was cool about these little bags, like you could share these with a few buddies. Everybody would have a little taste to get a little chewing gum, and they were kind of fun. This is the kind of thing you go right to the dentist with on a steady diet of these things. So that's kind of fun. Then I also saw these bubblegum cigarettes. Let's see if we can get this open here. See what these look like. Oh, yeah. So they're in a paper, and the gum is in there. But I could have swear somewhere along the line, one of my buddies had one of these fake cigarettes in his mouth, and one of his parents from like across the street misinterpreted him that he had a cigarette in his mouth. Needless to say, he got a little tune-up when he got home later on. So we were always in the make-believe. You could be 8, 9, 10 years old and you think you're big, with a fake cigarette. Roundup, bubble gum. So then I come across these mallow cups. In Mount Carmel, they were huge. At recess, they were huge. And I was curious to see, when we used to buy them in Mount Carmel, they came with a card in the package that you collected. There you go. One or two of the guys in the group would save these from everybody who got them. And then I think you mailed them in. Now you get save points for a T-shirt. But I thought back in the day you would get mallow cups in the mail if you redeem them. I'll have to check with Stephen Albano, my candy consultant. But I know he'll get a big kick out of these. Yeah, pretty nasty looking. They look like they are from the 60s. I won't be trying this. Looks like it melted and came back to life. Yuck. Mallow cups. Okay. Then also, on my recent trip to Florida, Mrs. Kick the Can podcast and myself, we were got invited to the Calaro family reunion. It was a 2-night event down in Florida. The Calaros, of course, of Danny's Pork Store fame on 187. And Danny's older brother Pat was there, and boy, he could share a lot of stories of neighborhood and the older guys. Really good stuff. Really good sharing some stuff with Pat. And we got onto the topic. Danny's brother Paul was also there, and we got onto the subject of games or Yankee games that we had gone to. Memorable games, you know. For me, it was the Reggie 3-home run game in the World Series that year to win the World Series. So, you know, when you talk to people, oh, yeah, I was at that game. Everybody was at that game. But it turns out, like, I was there. Danny was there, I believe, with his brother Paul. And we shared a story about that game. And Danny was telling me about, he went to a couple of really classic Yankee games. I think he was at Dave Righetti's no-hitter. He was at the Pine Tar game, and he even went for the half-inning makeup of the Pine Tar game. And Danny also shared a story of, it must have been the next year, when Reggie Jackson was still on the team, they came out with the Reggie bar. So Danny was telling us that opening day or one of the games at the beginning of the season, they gave out Reggie bars to everybody that came into the stadium. So sure enough, Reggie gets up first at bat, hits a home run, everybody throws the Reggie bars on the field. It delayed the game for, like, 20 minutes. So that was the last time, probably in baseball, that they gave out something small enough that the way you could throw. So that was a good story. I'm sure everybody could relate to the Reggie ball game and those years of the Yankees, even if you're not a Yankee fan. So there you go. I just wanted to share some funny stuff with you guys, some candies. Hope to get another episode of Kick the Can podcast out next week. Hope you enjoy the video. We're going to try to get some more video out, Matt and I, and take the cameras outside. The weather's getting nice. Do some things. So we're looking forward to sharing a lot of stuff with you guys. So until next time, I'll see you later.